Let's talk about one of the big corporates here in Europe. We're talking about Thyssenkrupp. They reported a jump in their annual profit, making it the most of the industry recovery, I should say. Earnings, we've had the numbers. We've got the CEO now, Heinrich Heisinger. He joins us now from the company's headquarters in Essen. Heinrich, great to see you this morning. EBIT from continued operations, 1.72 billion. You guide the market about next year. How confident are you about your global outlook, Heinrich? A very good morning.
Yeah, good morning to all of you. You know, if you look really on the underlying figures in most of the markets in Americas, Asia and Europe, the outlook on the growth is quite positive. And actually, the figures for Germany and Europe got confirmed this morning. So I think the order intake, where we have achieved a record high in 5 years, growing by 18%, is already a commitment that also our customers, which is for us the most important, I think, group, that they are also optimistic going forward. And this was the underlying factor why we have guided the market that from a comparable 1.7, we believe that we can grow our earnings to 1.8, in a better case, even to 2 billion euro.
So that's a nice firm guidance. The market's certainly going to enjoy that. I suppose it's a very natural question to say, well, you have got now tariffs on China and Russia. Just how inextricably linked is your guidance to the heavy hand of tariffs?
You know, the point is the following, that one of the strengths of our company, that we have a very well-balanced regional profile. This was actually our major achievement going forward. And this makes us quite robust, let's say, if we have, let's say, a distortion in one of the countries or one of the markets, that we have a decent footprint in Asia and decent footprint in Europe and in Americas. And though overall, this allows us to really, let's say, more or less find our way through whatever will happen. But as I said beforehand, the overall underlying factor is quite a positive one.
Could you see a supply squeeze in the market next year? One or two analysts are saying that's a possibility.
You know, it depends which segment you're actually targeting, because, you know, our offering is quite broad. What we clearly see, and then probably you might touch the steel market, is that right now, at least the last 6 months, we have seen quite a positive development. We appreciate that one. But, you know, we do not misjudge that. The underlying factor that we have overcapacity sitting in Europe and most regions of the world remains. And therefore, also our steel business is developing quite nicely. We consistently work on the joint venture with Tata Steel.
Well, let's talk about Tata Steel. What more can you tell us there? Obviously, Steel Europe, I can see the numbers, a glowing report. EBIT up 74%, 547 million euros. Rising prices, better margins. But talk to me, what more can you tell us today about this new deal with Tata?
You know, as I said, all steel companies in Europe and Germany, they have continuous restructures in the recent years. But the impact of the restructuring was always eaten up just by the fact that the underlying problem of overcapacity was never tackled. And we try to overcome that fact by really consolidating that market. And we believe in forming a very strong number two in a combination with Tata. This is the best, let's say, what we can do to secure some 10,000 of workplaces in the steel industry. We will form a technology and quality leader, a large company, let's say 48,000 people, a strong number two in the market. And then over the years, we can gradually tackle the overcapacity problem for the benefit of our customers, because they will have high innovative products, but also to the benefit of our employees. And to tell you, the plan, the execution, the preparation for the signing is right on schedule.
Heinrich, the one thing all analysts will drill in on is, and I know it's very early, you talk about 48,000 members of staff in Europe's number two. The reality is we need to know about what you think of synergies. Is it €500 million? Is it €1 billion? Where's the bandwidth for synergies? I'm plucking those numbers out of the sky. I'm looking to you to try and guide the market. And also with an employee base of 48,000, the reality is it's not just the market that needs to be rationalised, it's also quite probably headcount. Is that something that we must accept?
You hit an extremely important point. As I said, I made reference to the market, I made a reference to employees. But the beauty of that JV is also that it generates significant value for our shareholders. And the range which we have given when we signed the Memorandum of Understanding was a range between 400 to 600 million synergies on the cost side. Clearly, to have the details, we need to finalize our due diligence, but we are really confident that we can hit that number. And this generates significant value beyond the individual business cases each of the company does have.
And are you standing firm that's the best that you'll be able to do in terms of synergies until you get a look inside the company?
Look, this is what we clearly can promise right now. We will not stop there. That's the reason why we said when we are together, we will elaborate further, let's say, improvement potential. But I think to make it a feasible deal, we did not dream. We have substance, and the substance confirms 400 to 600 million synergies, which is a significant value lift up for our shareholders.